You know, space is one of those things that absolutely fascinates people, me included. But for some reason, there are loads of myths about it that just won't go away. Maybe it's Hollywood, maybe it's old school textbooks, or maybe it's just because the truth is sometimes weirder than fiction. Today, we're busting 10 of the biggest space myths, including one that even I believed until recently. So, stick around, because some of these will seriously blow your mind. Subscribe for more mind-blowing facts, only on Rapid Facts Quickies. Ah yes, the classic astronauts floating means no gravity argument. I hate to break it to you, but that's not how physics works. Gravity exists everywhere, even in space. The reason astronauts look like they're floating is because they're in free fall, constantly falling around Earth. They are basically on a never-ending roller coaster drop, just without the screaming. So yeah, they're not defying gravity, they're just falling with style. Ah yes, the terrifying, all-consuming black hole that just gulps up planets, stars, and your Wi-Fi signal. Black holes have incredibly strong gravity, but they don't just hoover up everything in sight. If our sun magically turned into a black hole, don't worry, it won't. Earth would just keep orbiting like nothing happened. Unless you're stupid enough to get too close, then yeah, you're in trouble. Hollywood loves a dramatic space death. Instant ice cube? Boom. Human balloon? Pop. The truth? Much less cinematic. In space, you wouldn't explode or freeze instantly. You'd have about 10 to 15 seconds of consciousness before passing out due to lack of oxygen. And freezing? That would take a while, because heat has nowhere to go in a vacuum. So if you ever find yourself drifting in space without a suit, don't panic. Well, actually, do panic, but for different reasons. Picture this, a massive spaceship battle, lasers flying everywhere, and then, boom, a huge fireball erupts, and we hear an earth-shaking explosion. Yeah? No oxygen equals no fire, no sound. In reality, space explosions would just be a bright flash and debris flying everywhere, in complete silence. Imagine the most epic explosion you've ever seen, and then put it on mute. That's what space is really like. It looks like fire, it feels like fire, from 150 million kilometers away, so it must be fire, right? No, the sun isn't burning like a giant campfire. It's a nuclear fusion reactor, smashing hydrogen atoms together to make helium, and releasing insane amounts of energy in the process. So, next time someone calls the sun a big ball of fire, hit them with some science. This one always confuses people, but trust me, space actually slows down aging. Yep, astronauts are technically time travelers. Einstein's theory of relativity tells us that the faster you move, the slower time passes for you. Astronauts on the ISS experience time slightly slower than we do on Earth. Not by much though. After 6 months in space, you'd be about 0.005 seconds younger than your Earthbound friends. Not exactly a time machine, but hey, I'll take it. For decades, Pluto was the adorable underdog of the solar system. But whether or not you call it a planet, it's not the edge of our cosmic neighborhood. Beyond Pluto, we've got the Kuiper Belt, full of icy objects, and then the Oort cloud, which stretches halfway to the next star system. In other words, the solar system is way bigger than your school textbook told you. Ever wondered what's inside a black hole? Short answer, no one knows. Long answer, seriously, no one knows. At the center of a black hole is something called a singularity, a point where physics as we know it just stops working. Infinite gravity, infinite density, it's complete madness. It's the ultimate no trespassing zone of the universe. One-way ticket in, no return trip. If I asked you how many moons Earth has, you'd say 1, right? Well, sometimes, it has more. Occasionally, small asteroids get caught in Earth's gravity and become temporary mini-moons before drifting away. So, technically, Earth has guest moons, they just don't stick around for long. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but in a few million years, Saturn's iconic rings will be gone. The rings are made of ice and dust, and they are slowly raining down onto Saturn. Scientists think they'll disappear completely in about 100 million years. Future astronomers will look at Saturn and just see a boring, plain planet. And that's kinda depressing. Alright, be honest, how many of these myths did you believe? Let me know in the comments. And if you love space, science, and smashing myths, hit that subscribe button. There's plenty more where this came from.